Hello everybody, welcome to Saneauto Live. We're here today to announce the hashtag I am a creator live marathon. We're going to break the record of the last live marathon that we had. We had that one on a Sunday, and if you remember, we managed to coordinate 7 live streams in a row, and they were about 2 hours apiece long. Well, this is going to be about as long as that. It's going to start at 3 o'clock, or unless you consider this starting. But I'm going to go live until 3 o'clock, and then the I'm a Creator Community Live Marathon is going to go from 3 o'clock till 11-ish, and there's going to be somebody different every hour, and there are going to be guests with the hosts coming onto the live show with the hosts. Different guests every hour, different hosts every hour on the hour, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to break the record of the last one we did. So we're also going to have, since this is Saneauto, we're going to have some automotive news, and we're going to have some celebration for some goals met. That was the hashtag Insane Community and the hashtag I Am a Creative Community. We couldn't have done this without their help. So kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for all your help. Hello, Gregory Salvatore and Terrific Toucan. There are already people here. So I understand being at work. I have parts sitting right over there that I'm supposed to be boxing up and shipping right now. But because I'm going to be off live at 3, I'm putting that off a little bit, and then I'm going to box those up real quick between 3 and 4, and I'm going to get them to the post office by 4 and still get my customers' parts to them, no problem. Until then, I'm going to hang out with you guys and make sure everybody knows about the I Am a Creator Community live support marathon going on tonight, and it's going to continue going on until 11. At 3 o'clock, it's going to start switching hosts every hour on the hour. There's going to be guests every hour on the hour, and I and Carol will be on again on the I Am a Creator marathon tonight at 8 o'clock. So plenty of coffee today. I have my egg for snack. And support away. Now, I promised celebration for goals met. We now have on Saneauto 1,300 subscribers. So 1,300 subscribers. So thank you, everybody in the community, everybody in the Mopar community. Thank you, everybody in the hashtag Insane community. Thank you, all our hashtag Insane friends. Thank you, our hashtag I Am a Creator community friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We are so glad that we've been supporting these groups and active in these groups. It is very great, wonderful people have supported us, and some of them are here right now. Gregory Salvatore, Differing Likes, Terrific Toucan, and Terrific Toucan has gained 5 supporters since the last stream. That is awesome. 5 supporters. And another one. Another thing we've got to celebrate. Sorry, right here. Sane Enterprises has gotten over the 100 mark. Was Wednesday, went over 100 subscribers and gained some more last night. I think it's at 106 now. That has all happened in less than 3 weeks. From zero, we launched that page to help everybody out. And we've done nothing on that page to try to get subscribers, nothing on that page to try to get viewers, none of the kind of content that you would think that would draw in loyal viewers or subscribers. The only thing we've done on that channel was support the community and shout out people and help people and give view time and watch time from that channel, give support from that channel. We've done nothing but give to prove that giving to other channels and helping other channels out does come back to you. And boy, does it come back to you. That channel does nothing but help others out, and it has grown in 3 weeks and active in the community, the hashtag Insane Friends community, hashtag Insane community, hashtag I Am a Creator community. It's done nothing but operate in those communities, do networking, no sub for sub, just networking in the communities, supporting the communities, and doing videos giving advice on how to grow your channel, giving advice on how to network without doing sub to sub, those kind of advice videos. And it has grown to over 100 in 3 weeks. So it can be done. And if we can do it on that channel in this community, then any channel can do that in this community, doing the same thing. All clean, no shock value content, no cussing, everything's family friendly. So we're out to prove with that channel that you don't have to do those kind of things, and that the community works, and the community is positive and supportive, and it's working. It's really working. And Carol Sane's channel is, I think she's got 70 supporters now. She was in one of the I Am a Creator lives the other day. I think it was Verdict Squad's live, and went up over 60. I think she went over 65. So, S2 Themes, welcome to the live stream. Hashtag I Am a Creator community member right there. It's good to see you. Hello back to you. And thanks for the support for the live. We are not only here to facilitate support between members in our live stream right here for hashtag Insane community members and hashtag I Am Creator community members, but we are also announcing the beginning of another hashtag I Am a Creator community marathon live. And that is going on today. Last one we did was on a Sunday, and we did 7 hosts in a row. They all did about 2 hours apiece, and it went on starting here at Saneauto, then went to Sane Enterprises, and on and on and on till James Cox picked it up at 11 o'clock that night. So how many hours? That was over 12 hours of community support live. I Am a Creator marathon, over 12 hours. Now tonight somebody else is picking it up. That's going to be on Google. There's going to be Google Hangouts involved. They're going to start with one host at 3 o'clock. And this is also to help launch, or perpetuate the launch of the I Am a Creator YouTube page. If you haven't heard, the official I Am a Creator YouTube page. And it will be a different host every hour, with guests with the hosts. And we will be, with Carol and I, will be guests at 8 o'clock. But it starts at 3 o'clock. And just a marathon all day, going on to at least 11. Which sometime after 11, it'll be tied with the marathon record that we did that previous Sunday. So I'm hoping we can break that record with a hashtag I Am a Creator support marathon. I'm sure we can do it. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up the... That's not it. I had the schedule here somewhere. You don't need that. No, that's not on that. Go away. Okay, and another note, at the 8 o'clock, when Carol and I are on at 8 o'clock on the hashtag I Am a Creator Marathon live stream, there will also be David Vild's vlogs, because he's into cars. You might know him as his channel name used to be M Magnetic Mustang. And then Mill Hill Mud Mowers, who does the custom riding mowers that you can ride around in the mud with and that kind of thing. So gearheads, heads up for gearheads, we are going to pretty much car community take over for an hour from 8 to 9. Okay, and like I said, it will be on the hashtag I Am a Creator YouTube channel. All right, I'm back. I can see your chat now. We have Greg Salvatore is in the house. Terrific Toucan is in the house. Differing Lights is here as well. Steve Believe Guitar, welcome to the live chat. S2W Themes is here. Thank you, Terrific Toucan, for being such a good supporter. Make sure you leave let people's videos play and leave comments on their actual page. We want to make sure we're not sub for subbers. We want to make sure we don't act like sub for subbers. We want to make sure we're not a sub for sub group. The bots can't get us. YouTube can't get us, and YouTube can't do anything to us for doing sub, because we're not. We're a networking group. We're a community. YouTube says it wants community. We want community. Uzo Lou, good to see you here. Okay, I had some, yes, I have some automotive news I promised. And that is that we are going to start doing a series on the different generations of the Corvette. Starting with the C1 Corvette, I'm going to do a video on C1 Corvettes, which run from 1953 to 1962. Then I'm going to do a video on the C2 Corvettes, which would be 63 to 67. Then a video featuring C3 Corvettes that are 68 to 82. And so on and so forth. It's the C4 Corvettes, the C5s, the C6s, and the C7s. I already have my footage ready. I've just got to do all the editing and get all the different videos ready. And I will do them one right after the other. So, of course, that's going to end up involving 6 or 7 videos. And then I may do like some kind of collage at the end. So we're probably looking at a 2-week series of Corvettes. And then if that works out and y'all like that, if y'all like that and enjoy that a lot, I may do other series, involving Mustangs, one on Mopars, so on and so forth. Y'all give me feedback on that and let me know. And let's see if I can get to where you can see my screen. Okay. Because I want to show you the schedule. The schedule on the live marathon, like I said, at 3 o'clock, James Cox and Pusa Studios are going to come on. Then I believe it's 4 o'clock, Miss Kathy. She has the books that she does. And Verdict Squad will be on at 5. Then next is Janet Taylor. Then the Lady Borgia. Then David Build Vlogs. Then Tosh Farms. Then The Corn Life. And more. And then, of course, there's going to be guests on all these. And at 8 o'clock, Carol and I will be guests. Carol is at the insurance office right now, selling the heck out of insurance, outselling everyone again. As a matter of fact, she's consistently outsold everyone, but this last month, she closed the month out selling the most insurance that her insurance office has ever sold in the history of that office. Not just her, but everyone. More than anyone ever sold in that insurance office. So where was... Yeah, you can see this schedule, can't you? That's what I wanted. I wanted it on the screen, and I see it's on the screen. One of these days I'll have 2 monitors, and then I'll be able to look and see how it looks from y'all's perspective, and on another monitor how it looks from my perspective at the same time. But for right now, I'm having to look on just one monitor, and I can't see your chat when I'm looking to see if everything looks, when I'm letting y'all see what's on my screen at the same time. Okay, Usolu has to go back to work. Sorry you couldn't stay any longer. We will be back at 8 o'clock. We'll be part of the marathon at 8 o'clock. And we will be here until 3 when James Cox goes on at 3. James Cox and Pusa Studios will be on at 3, and that will be on the hashtag I'm a Creator YouTube channel. And then it's going to be a marathon until at least 11 o'clock, and we will be on there at 8 on the hashtag I'm a Creator channel. Yes, thank you for leaving a like, and if anybody could tweet this out, that would be great. The more people that tweet it, the better, so we can get the word out and let people know about the hashtag I'm a Creator marathon going on today, so that more people can show up for the marathon and support each other and grow the community and just say nice things to each other and make people feel better. Happy Friday! Okay. And Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure says, what old cars do you have? Or you mean what old cars do I have that I've filmed that I'm going to be including in the new videos? Or what old cars do I have personally? Because I don't have as many as I used to. Yes, Rusty Zipper, TGIF. You're not kidding. Hello, Seven Blessings. Little Dumpling, welcome to the live chat. Auto Dreamer 77 is here. Uzo Lou is here. Terrific Toucan is here. Steve Believe Guitar. Gregory Salvatore. S2 Themes. Terrific Toucan. I think I said that already. And so, all wonderful people. Nothing but great people in the chat. And yeah, we were talking about we're going to be doing a series on Corvettes, explaining the different generations of the Corvettes and showing the different generations of the Corvettes, starting with the C1 Corvettes that went from 53 to 62, and the C2 Corvettes went from 63 to 67, the C4s from 84 to 96, and so on and so forth. And if you were wondering, Rusty Zipper, well, what we're doing is we're testing out here. If you like the series on Corvettes, even if you don't like Corvettes, if you like the series thing and going over the different generations, if you're really a Mustang person or if you're a Mopar person, part of the Mopar community, and you want to see us do a series on a certain Mopar and the different generations of it, or a series on the Mustangs and the different generations of the Mustangs, that sort of thing, then let us know. Because if this is well received and people like it, then I'd like to do a series on the other ones as well. Terrific Toucan says he prefers the Bugatti over the Corvette. And Steve Believe Guitar is Ferrari, question mark. I have filmed the new 2018 Ferrari. It's on one of my more recent videos. We filmed one in Alabama at the 2018 World of Wheels. Benjamin Chavez, I'm with you. I like them all. I've got a large appetite when it comes to muscle cars and classics and hot rods and whew. Yeah, I like lots of them. There's so much to like about them. So much fun. And we were talking the other day on the live stream about electric cars and stuff, and I had to reassure some folks because the electric cars are in no danger of replacing our muscle cars anytime soon. They don't compete in the same market. Because sometimes people get upset when they find out I'm gonna get an electric car. Well, I'm not getting an electric car, but I'm not getting rid of my Mustang or my Corvette or my Jaguar or none of that. What old cars do you own? From Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure. Okay, yeah. I have, in addition to the mundane, crappy stuff, the old minivans and beater cars that I have, and the little four-cylinder thing that I drive for gas mileage, which is a little Toyota, I have a 72 Mach 1 with a 351 Cleveland Cobra Jet. That was eons ago one of the first restorations that I did and hung on to. Restored countless muscle cars in between then and now, but I did them and sold them, I did one or two of those a year. I did fix them up cars, like 13 of those a year, 12, 13 cars a year, and then built 400 to 600 transmissions a year for customers, and then did regular general repairs on top of that, and did the transmission parts company, which I still own and I still operate. The only ones that I've hung on to this long after retirement is, like I said, the Mustang, the Corvette, the C4 Corvette. It's an 85 model with fuel injection. And I've completely redone the drivetrain, the engine, the transmission, and the brakes. It came with the four-wheel disc brakes. I'm going to do a video on it anyway. And with the slotted and drilled rotors and the ceramic pads and all that. And the paint job and everything's done. All the body work's done. But I haven't done the interior on it yet. So it's an unfinished vehicle. And that, I guess that's why I still have it. Because I retired in the middle of that project. Or at least retired from burnt, bruised, and bleeding as much as I possibly could. And I shut down the 13-bay service shop that I had. The V12 Jaguar, I still have that with the Lambo doors and everything. You can see that in my videos. I did some videos of that project when we're doing it. As a matter of fact, that was one of the last vehicles that I restored. And it is the last vehicle that my restoration that my children helped me out with. And you can see some pictures of them working on that car in the videos. There's a whole series of videos on the Jaguar project. I so wish I had done all those little videos and photographs and stuff on all the other cars and motorcycles that I restored over the decades before then. But there wasn't even any YouTube at all. YouTube didn't even exist until 2006 or 2007. And I still should have taken a lot more photos and video and stuff. But I just didn't really think about it. To me, it was just another day. Another day in running a shop. Oh! One-man army went over 1,000? Well, thanks for pointing that out, Terrific Toucan. Good job! One-man army. Over 1K. Benjamin Chavez. We are having... Oh, Benjamin Chavez, y'all are having a baby this weekend. And need a minivan. Well, first of all, congratulations on the new baby. Benjamin Chavez. All right. A little Benjamin. That is great. And welcome to the live chat, Entertained 45. Hello. And again, congratulations for hitting 1K to One Man Army. And welcome to the live chat, One Man Army. And so as far as minivans, traditionally, the best gas mileage of the minivans that I've had and worked on were the Chrysler minivans, but they were also the most frequent flyers in my shop. So I had, made more money off of Chrysler products mainly because of the minivans and stuff. It wasn't the muscle car Chryslers. It was like the minivans and the little cheaper Chryslers. And then second most money I made was off of GM products. And then third was Ford. And then imports came in close behind that in the amount of business that I got for the service department. And the problem with things like the little Honda minivans and stuff is that though you won't have as many repairs as often with them when they get older, and we're talking about like 5 to 8 years older. If you're going to get something that's like 3 years or younger, just buy whatever you want. And if you're going to trade it off before it gets to 5 years, pretty much get what you want. And also make sure you get a Carfax on whatever you're thinking about buying, and look at that and see what the history is on that particular vehicle. And look online and look up the reliability reports on the year model that you're thinking about, the ones that you see that are available. But yeah, and then you can also look up online to look up things like repairs on those vehicles, and there's a lot of forums on there, and they talk about what has to be repaired. I would still stay away from units that have a CVT transmission in them. That's the constantly variable transaxle. I would stay away from that. And if you can even get one anymore that doesn't have a constantly variable transmission, because that's what all are going to. Okay, Benjamin Chavez says foreign cars here where he lives are rare. Okay, you might be better off. Who knows? So you're going to be looking at a Ford, GM, or a Chrysler minivan, most likely. And I would say look for a Ford or a GM, and look at the Carfax history. Are you thinking new or used? Because if it's used, you're going to need to look at the Carfax and look at the history on the car, because it's going to make the most difference. It's going to be how well maintained the thing is. Hello, Nancy Locks. Welcome to the live chat. And then don't forget, when you're looking at whether it's the best vehicle or not compared to other vehicles on these reports online and stuff, don't forget to think about what you're going to use it for, and is it going to be the best vehicle for you and your family? You know, does it have enough seating capacity for your particular family and all that kind of stuff? Will your particular things that you carry around in it fit well in there and stuff? Because sometimes when we're looking through this stuff and we're thinking, what's the best vehicle, what's the best vehicle, what's the best vehicle generically for anybody or everybody in the SUV or the minivan range? And that's another thing too. Keep in mind, some of the SUVs or crossovers might be a possibility for you if they'll do for you as much as the minivan will, or if they'll do better than what the minivan will. So don't discount those either. And make sure that it fits your purposes, not just generally better for everybody else. And look at safety ratings too. In case you get in a crash, you want one that has a good high safety rating. Auto Dreamer has some suggestions for you here. Yes, I completely agree. Maintenance records and a Carfax can save you a lot of trouble. Seven Blessings said they had a Kia and loved it, and now they have a Pathfinder and they love that one too. But I think Benjamin mentioned that it doesn't have a lot of foreign vehicles where he's at. There's not a lot of availability for the imports. So he may not be able to get hold of anything like that. And most of my information on the Pathfinders is about the old Pathfinders and stuff, because I at one point worked at a Pontiac dealership for a while, but that was in the early 90s, 1990s, and they also sold Nissan at the time. They serviced the Nissans, and so I had did a lot of work on a lot of Pathfinders back then, but they're nothing like the newer Pathfinders. That's like old technology. You wouldn't want to ride around in one of those now. Not one of those older ones. The new ones could be the greatest thing in the world for all I know. Oh, you live near Detroit? Yes, Fords and Chevy are king, which is what I would recommend it anyway as far as reliability. If it's got to be an American car, American minivan or SUV would be one of those. If you're talking muscle cars, I would have a really hard time right now with today's technology and stuff. I'd have a really hard time choosing between one of the Mopars, the Fords, or the Camaros. I think I would still lean towards getting another Mustang if I had to get one of today's muscle cars, something that's like less than 5 years old, mostly because of all the Fords and Chevrolets and Chryslers that I've had, muscle cars in the past. We've always dreamed about having one of those dual overhead cam engines that Ford was talking about building, and they did build some, very limited amount of them in the early 70s, and we were always hoping that Ford would go ahead and build those, and they do build those now. And Terrific Toucan says Fords are really big in the UK, but not as big as the Mini, which the Mini used to be a British car, and it's still a British name, but it's all German now. I don't know about today, but in the last few years, it was all the same drivetrain as the Volkswagen. Front-wheel drive Volkswagens. And the Volkswagen engine and transmission in it. I had one of those diesel Volkswagens for a long time. Saved a bunch of money in gas using that thing. Steve believed Qatar. Are you saying you live in Italy? And Fords are huge there too. Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers and doing the research. From the Ford F-150 is the best-selling truck in the world. And it's also the best-selling truck here in the U.S. And then one of the GMs is behind that, and then the Dodge Ram is a close third. And I think Toyota is the fourth best-selling pickup truck in the U.S. Benjamin Chavez, you got to go back to work? Okay, cool. I have one other thing that I'll throw out there between the Ford versus the Chevrolet. The Ford, in my experience, is all the Fords and Chevrolets I've had, I've always seemed to get just a little bit better gas mileage with the Chevys that I've had. And but all the stuff on the Ford seemed to be a little bit beefier, all the way down to the bolts. Every bolt where it was 5/16 on a Chevrolet, it'd be a 3/8 on a Ford. It's a little bit bigger, beefier stuff on the Ford, and better gas mileage. And I'm always wondered if that's why the Chevys seem to get a little bit better gas mileage, was because maybe they were a little bit lighter. Verdict Squad, how are you? Welcome to the chat here. Yes, Seven Blessings says congratulations on the baby, Benjamin. And just remind everybody, let everybody know, Verdict Squad, you probably already know all about this, but there's from 3 o'clock till 11 o'clock, hashtag I am creator community marathon live stream. Marathon live stream. I am creator community. Be a different host every hour on the hour with different guests coming in and out. And let's see what here's your schedule right here. Starting with James Cox and Pusa Studios. Next is Miss Kathy. Then Verdict Squad. Then Janet Taylor. The Lady Borgia. David Builds Vlogs. Which will be on there too. And Mill Hill Mud Mowers. That'll be 8 o'clock. Farron Tosh Farms. The Corn Life Network. And more. If we can keep it going, there'll be more. And that will be on the new hashtag I'm a Creator YouTube channel. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And it starts right here with y'all tweeting this out so we can get the word out and get more people to show up for the I Am a Creator Marathon. And then, of course, we want everybody to support each other and help each other out. And in addition to replying to the comments that I get on my channel and going back to your channels and commenting on your videos and stuff, when I do that, I have been lately doing more of the tweeting your videos. Tweeting everybody else's videos. And this is not a new concept. I didn't invent this. I can't take credit for that. I just noticed that somebody else was tweeting other people's videos, and that seemed like a really great idea, a really good habit, and in keeping with trying to replace all bad habits with good habits, or at least even if you think you don't have any bad habits, or you don't have any bad habits, I don't know what your situation is, but if you're constantly bringing in good habits all the time, you soon reach a point to where you really don't have time for any bad habits, and it just forces all the bad habits out of your life. And so just thought that was a really great habit to adopt. You know, in addition to giving people shout outs that comment on my videos, responding to their comments and putting comments on their video on their channel, watching the whole video. So, you know, if you're kind of new to this and you don't know what happens, I'm also going to do another video on Sane Enterprises talking about exactly how to positively respond to comments that come to your page and how to do comments on other people's pages, how to avoid doing anything that looks spammy or seems like sub for sub, how to avoid doing any of that and do nothing but community building. And what I've learned since joining this community, Zakir YouTuber is from India. Welcome to the live chat here. I guess you heard me talking. We are a community. We are a group allied with hashtag Insane community and hashtag I am a creator community, but we are not a sub for sub group. We avoid that at all costs, and we don't even say, though we don't use the S words in the comments. I noticed you're not. That's great. Kudos to you. And those are bad words. They can get you in trouble with the bots on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube wants networking and community building, and that's what we try to do. We try to do the very thing that YouTube wants, networking and community building, in a way that works better than sub for sub, which YouTube doesn't want. It doesn't want sub for sub, and it is punishing sub for sub every way it can ever to try to get rid of it. Since we don't do that anyway, we don't worry about that. And if we go to somebody's channel, we support that channel. We watch the entire video, at least let the entire video play, even if you're not really watching it, and give likes and give the same kind of support that we want to get. And that's how we get support, by giving it. And when I say support, I don't mean just a sub, because if you just sub and leave, you're actually killing the analytics of somebody's video, and that video won't get promoted, and it hurts more than it helps. But if you subscribe to somebody's channel and watch their entire video and go back to see what other content they've got and those kind of things. Now, Nancy Locks has a quick question, just a quick question. If engine warning light turns on, is dangerous, because this happened today while I was coming back from work, though I have an appointment with the mechanic. Thank you. Okay. Engine warning light, just so that you know, we're talking about an engine warning light and not an oil light. If your oil light comes on, that's dangerous for sure. If your engine warning light comes on, that could go either way. It could be something really bad, or it could be something really simple. Most of the vehicles I drive have an engine warning light on all the time. So I have to check mine with the scanner pretty regular, because the bad thing about engine warning lights is they pretty much come on for just about anything, even if it's simple, if it's bad, whatever. But it is not as frightening as an oil light. Oil light, you got to shut that thing off immediately, pull over, call a tow truck, and get it towed. Engine light, however, could be something as simple as like an oxygen sensor or an EGR valve or something like that you can just get fixed at your leisure. And so waiting for your appointment with the mechanic is just fine, but something you can do in the meantime, if you want to get it checked and see what the code is and see just how serious it is, most parts stores will plug their scanner in and tell you what the code is for free, and let you know if it's something simple or scary right away. And then you can have some peace of mind. If it's something simple, you can have some peace of mind between that point and when you go see your mechanic, that it's not something really serious. And chances are, if you're not getting any other symptoms, like you're not getting any kind of knocking or weird noises in addition to and the car seems to be running fine, then chances are it is something not serious. It's just something that is in the early stages, and you've got time to get to your appointment. Yes, Verdict Squad, that is some good advice for Zakir. The live streaming is a big help for your channel. And again, it's a big help when you do it the way we do it. So keep in mind, Verdict Squad, the way we do live streaming, with helping other people, to facilitate help for other people, and to educate people that true networking and community building is way more beneficial than sub for sub, and that sub for sub is not only very dangerous and can get your channel taken away. It also doesn't balance out because you end up getting subs taken away and all kinds of other things that YouTube does to try to discourage sub for sub. They try to make it unprofitable for people and discourage it. But if you got to educate people on the difference between sub to sub and true networking and true community building, and replacing all those bad habits that some people had, and don't ever use the S word in your text or anything. Don't copy and paste when you're reaching out to people to put comments on their videos. Don't watch just a little bit of people's videos and then go on like a sub for subber would do. Always watch. And if it's a really long video, watch at least 2 minutes of the video. Also keep in mind that one of the things that YouTube is trying to achieve, and we want to work with them, not against them. We're on their platform. We want to work with YouTube, not against YouTube. And as far as YouTube is concerned, sub for sub is working against them. True community building is working with them. And what does that mean, working with them? Well, they're trying to make sure that the watch time on people's videos is good long watch time for the benefit of the advertisers. Advertisers are paying money to be on your video. And advertisers are looking at, like, if a video has a lot of views on it and they want their ad to be on there, they don't want to find out later that those views were just a bunch of sub for subbers hitting and running and there was no actual watch time, because they don't want to waste their money. And you wouldn't want to waste your money either if you was buying an ad on something like that. So doing lives can really help your channel out. Just make sure when you're doing lives and you're teaching people how to move around in the community and do community, what the community is really about. And you don't want to cultivate a whole bunch of sub for subbers. You'd be leading people off a cliff if you lead them to do a bunch of sub for sub. Because eventually the sub for sub's not going to work at all anymore, and all it's going to do is get your channel taken down. This isn't my channel for doing that and talking about all that. This is our Saneauto channel. It's mostly automotive. But on my Sane Enterprises channel, we talk more about this and do more education on this and the difference between sub for sub and community building and networking. And that is Sane Enterprises. So if you're interested in, not that I don't mind talking about that here. I just saying if you need more help with that, if you need more education on that, you can get more of that on Sane Enterprises. And but yeah, I mean, if y'all want to talk some more about that, that's fine. I'll do it here. And anything to help the community. But the Sane Enterprises channel is for nothing but helping the community, growing the community, and doing networking. And it has being that helping the community. See, that's another thing that proves that the hashtag Insane community, the hashtag I am Creator community, and doing community things, and without doing sub for sub, we don't even use the sub word, we don't use the subscriber word. I mean, verbally we can use it, but we can't use it in typing when you're doing comments and stuff. But we're going to be, and we have already some of the videos on there that talks about how to properly comment on people's videos when you're reaching out to try to connect with community members and be a good person in the community. You know, what's the difference between sub for sub and networking? Tips on how to make your videos better. Tips on how to feel more comfortable in front of the camera. How to prepare for doing your videos. All those kind of things are on Sane Enterprises. And if you like cool old cars, like classic cars, you like hot rods, and even some new cars, this is the channel for that. If you just want to take a break from all that and just look at some really nice cars and cool cars and learn about the cars too. And speaking of cars, look here, Nancy Locke says she's got a Citroen C3 automatic. Yes, that is a French car, and we do not see hardly any of those around here. And she was afraid because the light stayed on until she reached it home. Thank you so much for it. Okay, no problem. No problem. I hope it's just something really simple. And like I said, next time you go somewhere, stop by a little parts store or something. And AutoZone, Advanced, O'Reilly's, I know all three of those will scan that thing for free and let you know what the code is and what the code means. Now, when they tell you what the code means, say the code says that there's an oxygen sensor, or the code says it's an EGR valve, or code says, you know, this or that or the other. Yes, that usually means that that component is bad, but it also could mean that the connector going to that component is bad, or the wires somewhere between there and that component got chewed on or something. That's why it's better to go ahead and go to your mechanic's appointment after you find out what the code is, and with the peace of mind that it's probably just something simple related to that component, and then let the mechanic check it out too, because he's better equipped to check and see whether it's the wires going to that, the connector going to that, or the component itself, or something else causing it to set that code. He's more qualified to do that than some guy working at a parts store. I just think that getting to know what that code is and getting it scanned for free at the parts store and finding out what the code is will give you some peace of mind. And there is some great connection and community support going on in the chat right now. Kudos to you guys. I like seeing that. Helping each other out. And I want to say again, for anybody new coming into the chat, or anybody watching, well, if you're watching the replay, you'd probably be watching this after the marathon is over, but it's not going it's not going to be the last marathon. Not going to be the last I Am Creator community building support marathon that goes on. It's not the first one we've ever had. It's not going to be the last. It's good. This is going to be the first one on the actual I Am a Creator YouTube channel. And here's the schedule right here. Marathon live stream. New hosts and guests every hour on the I Am a Creator YouTube channel. Starting at 3 o'clock, there will be James Cox and Pusa Studios. There will be next hour, there will be Miss Kathy. Then by 5 o'clock, you will be there with Verdict Squad. By 6, there will be Janet Taylor. And keep in mind, they will be having guests on with them as they go. Then Lady Borgia. Then by 8 o'clock, there will be David Bill's Vlogs as the host. And I myself and Carol will be on there. So the Sane family will be there. And hopefully a whole lot of hashtag insane friends will be there to interact with us on the chat. And Mill Hill Mud Mowers should be there. And we will have Gearheads will take over for an hour. And then there will be Farintosh Farms and the Corn Life Network and more after that. So we'll see how long we can keep it going, just how big a marathon we can make this be. And support hashtag I Am a Creator community. Hopefully a whole lot of the Mopar community will show up. A whole lot of the car community in general. The hashtag insane community. And we will have a happy Friday. Yeah, Rusty Zipper's got a question for YouTube. uh, Why am I doing this, YouTube? Yes, there's a lot more money to be made in the garage. There certainly is. There certainly is a lot more money to be made in the garage. But I can't do this. I can't do the garage stuff forever. And there's more money to be made in my parts sales, too. I got 2 parts sitting over here that as soon as I get done with the live show, I will be boxing those parts up and get them shipped out before 4 o'clock. And hopefully, I'll sell 2 or 3 more parts before that happens. And I'm hoping I'll have a pile of parts orders here that if I'm lucky, I'll have the better problem of trying to get all of those boxed up before the deadline of 4 o'clock to get them all out today. But be that as it may, you know, I'm not going to say what a lot of people say, that I'm not here for the money. I've got some higher purpose of I just want to create and all that kind of stuff. You know, I like money. I like making money. And there's the promise that this is going to make money later on down the line. But it's got 2 elements that I've always liked about auto repair. Number one, in auto repair, you get to help people out. You get to fix their car, help them out, get them back on the road so they can get back and forth to work. And especially if it's a problem they've been struggling with for such a long time, and you get the satisfaction of I knocked that problem out for them and helped them out and got them back on the road, and now they don't have to worry about that problem anymore. The other thing is you get to make money. You get to make money at it. Well, when we're doing the networking and community building, we get to help a lot of people out and help them grow their channels and all that kind of stuff too. Plus, if you're into creating video and stuff, which I am, always was interested in that, in addition to auto repair. My mother did a lot of live theater, as she was a triple threat, a formerly trained singer, a formerly trained dancer, and a formerly trained actress, and was very good at it. She even did a couple of movies. But I didn't want to go into that, but I did learn something from that. I had a business partner at one time who had a television show, and he would, I bought the airtime. He provided all the talent and stuff, and we did a TV show for a while. You know, we lost him this year. He had a surgery, and he didn't survive one of his last surgeries. Well, it was his last surgery. He didn't survive, but, you know, we weren't doing the TV show anymore anyway. So got some experience from that. And I also like documenting these vehicles. These vehicles that a lot of the restorations that I did, I wished I had documented them better with video and photographs. A lot of the vehicles that I've owned, whether I restored them or just fixed them up, I wished I'd have videoed those more. I wished I'd have done more. And I wished I'd have created videos like I create for other people now. Some of the vehicles that I ran across in the past, I wished I had videoed those and put them on there. And now I get to do that. And I also have the hope that maybe later on, I'll get some return off of the work that's involved in doing that and make some money off of it too. But at the same time, you know, if anything happens to all those wonderful cars at that museum, say that museum burns down one day, or they go bankrupt and those cars get auctioned off and one goes this way and one goes that way and something happens to 2 or 3 of them, there'll at least be some videos of those out here on YouTube and in my computer, and eventually I'm going to have cloud-based backup. I'm going to have, well, all my external hard drives are dead now. I got to replace the external hard drives and back up to those again. But there will be at least some documentation of those vehicles forever, hopefully forever, even if those vehicles are gone. And a lot of these guys that fix up these cars and mod these cars that show up at the cruise-ins and stuff like that, some of them get wrecked and stuff. And if I get to video them before anything like that happens, I had a S10 that was white and plain as could be and terrible. It came into my shop one year, and I thought, this is one I'm going to fix up, and I didn't actually restore it. It was just one of the fix them up things. But I kind of went full tilt on that thing, and when I got done with it, I repainted the whole thing red. I put blackout tail lights on it, put custom headlights on the front of it. We put a 4.3 liter V6 in it with a tunnel ram and custom interior. And when the guy that bought it, when he saw it, he was just ecstatic. He said, this is exactly the S10 that I've always wanted to build, I've always wanted to have, and it's already done, and it's right here. And he paid us good money for it, and he was so happy with it. And then somebody T-boned him like 2 years later, and it destroyed that truck. And I might have 2 photos of that truck, period. I didn't video it. I didn't take a whole bunch of shots of it. I didn't document while we were fixing it up. And I'm trying to not make that mistake again. Zakir, you are chatting in America and doing good at it too. Yes, 7 blessings. Yeah, that was a big loss. He was a really good friend. He was also a really good business partner when we were doing that TV show together, and he was a very good employee too. He was one of my longest term employees. He and one other guy are kind of neck and neck for the top spot of who worked for me the longest, because he worked for me for over 8 years. I knew him for longer than that because, you know, after he quit working for me, we still stayed in touch. Mike K, welcome to the chat. But I've lost plenty of friends and employees before. I just, you'd think you'd be used to it by now, but, you know, never get used to that. Especially when they're such good people. Nancy Locke says, here in France, we don't have those services. You need to take an appointment so that they tell you what is the problem exactly. Thank you so much. This small problem. So, okay, so you're in France, and you can't go to the AutoZone or Advance or Riley's or something like that and get that done for free. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Huh. You taught me something too. Do y'all even have chain auto parts stores like the AutoZones and Advance and O'Reilly's there, or you just have something by a different name, or how does that work? That's some interesting automotive trivia right there. Okay, before I get too far out, I want to give y'all some shout outs for being here in the live chat. Thank you for being here in the live chat. We have Gregory Salvatore is here. Terrific Toucan. Differing Likes. Steve Believe Guitar. S2 Themes. Terrific Toucan. Okay, I'm getting repetitive here. Sorry. Steve Believe Guitar. Uzo Lou was in for a minute. I think he came. He was on lunch and had to go. Gregory Salvatore. Auto Dreamer 77. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure. Lil Dumplin. Seven Blessings. Rusty Zipper. Steve Believe Guitar. Benjamin Chavez, who's having a baby this weekend. Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Okay, he's not sure he'll be at the marathon tonight, but hopefully he will be. And if we have any more car guys that want to participate in that hour, let us know. We can, and gearheads and dirty hands guys, and that kind of stuff. So, we can really get some of that perspective in that hour. And Mill Hill Mud Mowers, you're welcome. Like Benjamin Chavez said, he's having a baby this weekend. I'm trying to get caught up on the chat, so if I look a little distracted, I'm just reading the chat. And Steve Believe Guitar is in Italy. He's talking to us from Italy. Seven Blessings is here. Verdict Squad is here. I'm trying to look at the chat and make sure I shout everybody out. Zakir, YouTuber, is here. And he is from India, talking to us from India. I also want to give kudos to everybody and thank everybody. Y'all are doing such a great job of supporting each other and keeping your chat clean and wonderful. You bunch of great, wonderful people. Hemi JL8 is here. And if you haven't heard already, we will be guests. Carol Sane, Victor Sane, hi. We will be guests tonight at 8 o'clock on the hashtag I Am a Creator YouTube channel. We are doing another hashtag I'm a Creator support live marathon. And right here is the schedule for the I'm a Creator Support Live Marathon. At 3 o'clock will be James Cox and Pusa Studios. Then Mrs. Kathy, the Verdict Squad, Janet Taylor, the Lady Borgia. At 8 o'clock, David Builds Vlogs, and we will be there with David Builds Vlogs and possibly Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Shout out to Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Farintosh Farms, the Corn Life Network, and more. And Nancy Locks is here, I think. Forgive me if I repeat myself, but I want to make sure that I give everybody a shout out. I'd rather give 2 or 3 shout outs to somebody than no shout outs to anybody. Ryan Trenner is here. Mike K is here. Rusty Zipper. Ryan Trenner, did I shout you out yet? Oh, and Nancy Locks has her mechanics appointment at 10 a.m. in the morning. So that's pretty close. That's really soon. So that would be great. Rusty Zipper says to Nancy Locks, maybe fuel cap. No, that is true. That is true. If you fuel cap is leaking and it's sucking a little air into there, then it will show up as a, it's not the only thing that can show up as that code, but a code for a leak in the evap system. And that's not the only thing that can show up that code, but it can set a code for a leak in the evap system. And we'll turn the engine light on when all it is the fuel cap. Also, having the fuel cap off with the engine running can set a code for that. But usually it has to happen repeatedly, a certain number of times. The computer has to see, you know, outside air coming into the evap system a few times before it'll set the code. Auto Dreamer 77, it's about time for him to get ready for work. Might be able to catch the tail end of the marathon. If he hurries, he can be at home at around 9:15. I think is it going to be going on at least until 11. So don't get in a wreck or anything hurrying. Don't endanger yourself or your family because it's not that important. You know, because if you wreck, you're not going to make it to the live anyway. So just be careful. Get there when you can, and get into the stream when you can, if you can. Because if you think you can be home around 9:15 and you get there by 10, another 45 minutes later, it's still going to be live stream going on. Still going to be live stream going on. So it's not as important as you are, buddy. Let's not do any more burnt, bruised, and bleeding than we have to. Let's definitely not end up waking up in the hospital again. I don't know how many of you have done that, but for me, it's been several times. I woke up in the hospital, and it was usually for something that wasn't worth it. Of course, I am thankful for the times I woke up in the hospital because the alternative is way worse than not waking up in the hospital. And I really appreciate all the people at those hospitals that I woke up in for getting me back to full operating condition. Very appreciative for that. Good point, Verdict Squad. And anybody, if you want to know the trick, because I've got a lot to keep up with the different communities that I'm involved in and the ones that I've created myself and all the different channels and stuff. And plus, you know, I'm getting older now, so I can't keep up with quite as much as I used to. I've got notes all over here that you can't see because it's a whole mess of notes. I even have I have so many lists. I have books of lists. I have 3-ring binders full of lists and still can't keep up with everything. Running a couple of businesses, and then Carol's, she's a licensed insurance agent, so there's a lot to keep up with there too. But point is that I can't keep up with as much as I do. But if you want to be sure, there's an easy way to be sure that you can get support from any and all of our Sane channels, anybody in the hashtag Sane community. And that goes along with the video I made in another video. I'm going to make another video on the commenting. This is one of the reasons why I preach commenting so much. Good comments, good networking comments, not sub for sub comments, but networking comments, the kind of stuff that YouTube wants to see, and avoid the kind of stuff that YouTube doesn't want. I'm not downing anybody that's done it. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. We got to learn. But if you comment on any of our videos, on Sane Enterprises, you will get a response. I will come to your channel. That triggers my memory. I know you've been there. I can click right on your icon. You comment on any Sane Enterprises video, I check them regular. I check them every day. You comment on any Saneauto video, I will come to you from that channel. You comment on Carol Sane's channel, she will come back to your channel. You comment on all 3 channels, you will get support from all 3 channels. We'll come back, and we don't. And by support, I don't mean like a sub for sub thing where somebody comes and subs and leaves. You get true support. Full watch, everything we would want in return, we're going to give. That's how we do it. We do it by giving, and hopefully we receive back. It's just like sales. When you're in sales, you go out and you give attention, hoping you're going to get a sale. You go out there and knock on 100 doors, hoping you're going to get somewhere between 1 to 10 sales. It's a 1 to 10% return. We've been receiving like a 80-90% return in the hashtag I am a creator community and the hashtag insane community. And that is phenomenal. That's way better than anything else we've ever done with any business that we've ever done. And we are very happy with that. And if you keep that attitude and you go out there and support as many people as you can, I mean, truly support them, which goes way beyond anything sub for sub does. Truly support them by doing everything to their videos and their channel that you would want them to do when they're visiting your channel. They will come back. You know, that kind of honey attracts a lot of flies, way more than vinegar. I've really only seen a couple of people with bad attitude come into the community, and as far as I know, they've already left. We'll run them off with kindness if they get attitude, or we'll change their attitude with education. Everybody cops an attitude sometimes. Sometimes people have a bad day. Okay, terrific. Toucan had to leave. It's good having you here. Thank you for participating in our live. See, it's 2:28. There's going to be very soon. I Am Creator is going to be starting their marathon live stream. So they're our marathon live stream on I Am a Creator. We are all part of this. It says here 3 to 11. You know, who knows? It may go on longer than that. And we're already doing support here. So I don't know why I closed that. So we were talking in another live stream earlier about some of what we found out about the electric cars, because we didn't have that information last Sunday. And what we found out was that was very interesting about the electric cars. Number one, I want everybody to keep in mind when we talk about electric cars, we're not I know that the Nissan Leaf happens to be the best-selling electric car right now. But the best electric cars in the world come from the USA. So, and the electric cars are not a threat to our muscle cars or anything like that, or our pickups or anything like that. They occupy a completely different spot. I mean, if it's going to replace anything in my driveway, it's going to be the little 4-cylinder gas mileage car is going to get replaced with electric car. I'm still going to have my Mustang, still going to have my Corvette, still going to have the V12 Jaguar. They don't do what those cars do. They do two totally different things. And it's not going to replace well, I don't have the pickup truck right now. I got a van instead because I'm carrying all these parts around. And I've got stuff in there right now that I loaded up 2 days ago. I didn't have to unload it all because it's in a van. With the truck, I had to unload everything as soon as I got home or got to wherever I was going. So the Tesla, what we found out was Tesla, their Model 3, which is the most practical car because, you know, who wants to replace their little $25,000, $35,000 four-cylinder Toyota or Honda with a $100,000, you know, luxury car? Well, maybe we all do, but you know, that's not practical. That practical slot belongs to the electric vehicles that are in the $25,000, $35,000, $45,000 range. And that $35,000 to $40,000 range right now belongs to mostly the Nissan Leaf, the new Chevy Bolt, and the Tesla 3. Well, the Tesla 3, the biggest problem with that has been the production. The production increased from last quarter. This quarter was over 10,000 units. And that's a fourfold increase. Now, if they have another fourfold increase next quarter, it's going to go from 10,000 to 40,000. If they have another fourfold increase, then that'll go from 40,000 to like 120,000, and so on till next thing you know, they're doing almost $500,000 vehicles per quarter in the Tesla 3 alone. That is a huge, huge difference, a big revolution. I think the entire automotive industry is going through a renaissance right now that's on the level of the renaissance we saw between the early 60s and the 80s. It's on par with what was going on in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. And we're living in a historic time as far as automotive is concerned. And we're going to continue to do so. The Chevy Bolt is almost as good as the Tesla 3. It is also an American car. Excuse me. What I can see happening is that the USA becoming the world leader and taking over from what's happening with Nissan Leaf and becoming the world leader in the electric car industry. Which is good because the electric car industry is going to do nothing but grow. And somebody needs to be the world leader in that segment anyway. And it would be nice if it's the USA. Because if America doesn't do it, somebody will. And we certainly don't want to be left behind. And we've already got all these American-made Teslas, which have more American-made parts than any other vehicle in the world. And then we have GM with the Chevy Bolt, a very close second to that Tesla 3 in the same price range, which is also in the same price range as the Nissan, which the Chevy Bolt far outperforms the Nissan Leaf now. And the Nissan Leaf outperforms all the other electric cars and has improved. But even with its improvements, the Chevy Bolt is better. Ford is talking about having 22 choices for everybody in the electric car segment. And I think it's by 2022 they're going to have, by 2022 they're going to have 40 different options in the EV segment. And so that's exciting. And we're yet to hear exactly what's going on with Chrysler and Mopar in this segment, what their plans are for competing with Ford and GM and Tesla, and of course Nissan and the imports. But they're definitely ramping up to compete. The American car companies are ramping up to compete in this segment, and they're going to continue to make improvements and gains, and we'll see what's happening. It's very exciting. if you keep it in perspective. Anyway, we are at 2:35. We're very close to the 3 o'clock bell. And most everybody has moved on. I appreciate everybody that was here and kept the chat going. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to take a break before the 3 o'clock bell rings. And then I will see y'all later, at least, most definitely, at 8 o'clock at the I Am a Creator live marathon.